This is part 3 of texturing my subway scene, my very reduced subway scene. I've chosen some of my favorite items to create a small scene here. And I've been using the paid Blender add-on SMUDGR PRO to add some very nice scratches and dust and smudges to my objects. And I think it's looking pretty nice. And I'm going to continue to do that right here in part 3. So what I want to work on right now is this piece of luggage. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just isolate that thing. I will need my lights on though. So I'm just going to focus on that guy. In fact, maybe I'll go back to this without the lights there. Okay, so we've got this piece of luggage that I want to work on right here. I'll go back here and I just want to really quickly do something. I want to add an edge loop on all of these pieces. Let's go into edit mode on all of them, just dropping an edge loop, Control R, an edge loop on every of these pieces of this trim, and I'm going to Shift Alt and click on them in edge selection. And now I'm going to Control B and bevel, Control B. There we go. Okay, I couldn't see my line there. Okay, just bevel them a little bit, E and Alt S, and I'm going to pull down. Now I'm going to bring an edge loop on each of these, and I don't care if they're exact or not. Just one last detail on this thing. Just going around, tightening these up. I'm not worried about polys in this small scene at all. It's not low poly. These are not necessarily game items, game assets. Just like that. I'm going to go Control Plus as well. Let me make sure that that went on. See where that went. All right, so we got it on there. And we got it on there. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I wanted to do that. This is an odd little suitcase, briefcase. But that's what we got so far. So let's select a piece there. Let's go into the materials and switch over here. And I'm going to create a new material here. And I'm going to call this luggage side. And I'm just going to start by making this sort of a brownish color. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to assign that there. And on this side, we're going to do the same thing. This is going to be a very simple thing. We got some brown there. Over here, I'm going to create a new material, and I'm going to call this luggage trim. And I'm going to make this a blackish kind of color. Yeah, let's go in and just assign it. Choose these and luggage trim. I'm going to also do that here. I'm going to go Control 1. Add subdivision on this because I might as well. Why not? We'll go luggage trim on these ones. And I'm also going to put that on here. I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, and this one, and choose materials. That's going to come on here and on here. So I'll do it this way. This thing, I think I'm going to scale this in the Y a bit. And I'm actually just going to put the side material on for now. Let's see if I like that. But on this handle here, I want to select these faces and hit the plus to add another material slot. And do luggage side. There we go. Like that. And that's going to be how it is. But let's not forget the bottom. And I think the bottom, I'm just going to use this silver. We'll never see these, but let's do it this way. But they are there. Now, in the past, I would probably have left it like that and been very happy with the fact that I modeled it in 3D and it's got some materials, colors, whatever. And then I would have probably search the internet for how to add some imperfections to this. And I would have followed some relatively complicated node setup to put some scratches on this thing, and they would never have really looked that good. But I would have been proud of myself for getting some scratches on it and a little bit of wear and tear. But then I discovered SMUDGR PRO, and it's so easy and it looks really good. So let's do that. And it integrates right into Blender, and I don't have to create the node groups. It does it for me, but then I can tweak them if I want to, something like that. So I'm going to select the side here. I'm going to scroll down. Actually, I'll close this up. So I'm going to scroll down, and here you can see SMUDGR PRO. So it puts it right in there. Okay, SMUDGR PRO. I'll open that up, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit, just like that. So that slot is active. We've got the S there, SMUDGR PRO. It says this material does not yet contain a SMUDGR setup, so I'm going to add a SMUDGR setup. Now nothing has changed except now I have these sort of sections here, these icons. I'm going to start with some scratches, so I'm going to click on scratches and then click add scratches. And right away, bang, I've got almost what I want to use. All right, but I can scroll down and I can choose the size of the images here. Now if I click here, there's a whole bunch, so I'll just show you a couple of them. If I click that, all right, in fact I may like that one better for this kind of a material, you know, looks great. But I can adjust the depth of these scratches by pulling this up. Look at that. So if I was creating like a, you know, an office chair or something like that, it looks really, really good. But there's a lot of customization that I can do here with this as well. I'm just going to slide that back. All right, so for example, I can scale this in, you know, in so many different ways. I can stretch. I can do all kinds of things that are very, very easy. Now, of course, as soon as I've done that, if I go to the shading tab, it's put down these node groups here. All right, I can come back in here. I can change the color of my sides there, and I can make adjustments right in here. See the strength, 0.253. Let's go back here. All right, let's come back. Now, yeah, I'll go back to layout. Okay. There's my strength, 0.25. So, yeah, I can do stuff like that. What else can I do that I care about? Well, I'm probably pretty good with that for scratches, so let's just move on. All right, so, yeah, we'll do something like that. And then we're going to come over to dust, and we're going to just click add dust. And that's pretty dusty. Okay, so let's see what we can do with that. Again, I can choose from a few different maps here. Multiplier, I'm going to use that to change the amount of dust. If I type in 3, okay, and it pretty much putting it along the top of my object here. I want a little bit on the side. I'm at 0 right now. I'm going to go 0. Let's try 0.3. Okay, maybe that's a little bit much, but I want to show you some other stuff. We can change the dust color, so if you want a real crazy look, we could do that. I'm going to stick with the white. We got the side dust. We've got advanced settings. So once again, I can change the size of my dust and all of that interesting stuff we can do. Let's go just a little bit of dust. Okay, and let's try an influence map. See how much the map. See if I do that, I can also adjust how it follows the map. But if I click on here, all right, I can do some more manipulations here. boost the blacks. All right. Let's try boosting the whites. All right, and then if we come up here and choose a different one. All right, so there's a lot of ability to you know, customize this, and how much this influencer works. Let's do that. You know, if that was the effect that you were going for, you could do that. You could do something like that. And once again, you know, you could make this a brown color. I don't know that would look really good, but you know, you have the ability to do that kind of a thing. So I'm going to let's see. I can get rid of the dust real fast. Remove dust. We're back at my scratches. Yeah, just a little bit. All right, cool. All right, now I want to add some smudges. I'm going to click Add Smudges and just look from the side. Let's try changing this. There we go. This one's neat as well for customizing. Here, I'm going to use an odd color, and I'm going to start messing around with this. See? Cuts off right there. If you wanted your smudges to have that, or maybe more appropriately, you know, a decent color. You want to go too dark for that. Just blend it in ever so slightly. It's a well-used briefcase, suitcase. There we go. Okay, let me pull those back in. Just so that it's there. Well, I guess I hit one on both of them. All right, so, yeah. All right. Let's try these ones here. There. Nothing too crazy, it's just there. All right. Good. Now, let's have a look at the trim here. So, I've selected the luggage trim. I'm going to add a smudger setup. I'm going to choose scratches first. And I am just going to, see, this is going to go everywhere. I'm just going to leave them so that we can do this quickly. Okay, I've added some dust. Let's put this down at 2 and not mess with it too much. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe even just 1, let's try. And that looks pretty good. What I might do is I might come in here and select these faces here, Control Plus, and here create a new material slot and add that silver. Let's see what that looks like there. That's what I think I'm going to do there. And here, same thing. All right, create a new slot and add the silver. There we go. What if I had that as silver as well? No, it's not. What if I had it as the black, as the trim? just so it shows up. And now there are other features, of course, of the plugin, but I'm happy with that. That's what I'm going to go with. Let's switch this to medium point. So just once again, if we come over to the shading tab, you can see that I've got the principled BSDF here and the material output, and it's added this stuff. It's nicely organized, and I can still make some changes either here if I want, or in the interface on the side there. All right, so that's what I've got so far. Let's save that. There's a little bit more I want to do, and I may not like that brown. Let's head back over here and see what I've got in my scene. It somewhat blends in. Okay, I want to add a decal on this as well, just to finish this off. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select that face, Shift S, cursor selected, and I'm going to bring an image in as plane, images as planes. All right, there it is. This is a PNG from the internet, and I want to put that right there. I'm going to actually subdivide this a bunch of times, just because it will adhere to the surface a little bit better. I'm going to add shrink wrap, and the target is going to be there. 0.01. All right, so now it's gone in. I'm just going to pull it out a little bit like that. Now, there's my decal. I'm going to try to get this decal into the materials a little bit, so it looks a little bit better. So let's hop over here, right? And you can see that's what it's done with my decal. There's the image of the decal, and there's the color of the decal. And to make it transparent, it's come down here to alpha. All right, because this is a PNG. Okay, and I want this to fit into my side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, first of all, where are you? Over here. Okay, I'm going to select the side, and now I can see all this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all this SMUDGR stuff, not the principled BSDF for him, and I'm going to Control C. And on my decal, I'm just going to take this and just move it out of the way. And Control V. It's still selected. Just move it over for a second. I am going to take the roughness from the SMUDGR information, and I'm going to plug that into the roughness. And I'm going to take the normal from the SMUDGR stuff into the normal. And I'm going to keep my decal with its base color in alpha. Let's go back here. And you can see that my decal now has got some of that material on it, and it looks sort of a little bit more realistic. I may also slide up the metallic of this decal. I find that sometimes helps. Okay, you can go as much as you want. There we go. Would it be worth rotating this? Like off? Don't really tell. So that's probably okay. All right, now let me think here. I've got 2 pills instead of just one. Not sure if I want to even integrate that coffee cup. I'm not sure it fits. It might, but let's have a look at this with the scene lights. Let's take one of these lights, and this one like here. Oh, not that. Move it around here to do something. just like that. All right, let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think this is looking really good, and I think it does sort of fit the theme. Maybe these pills are to protect whoever carries this suitcase from radiation in the post-apocalyptic world. Maybe not. Maybe that coffee cup is looking a little bit small to me. I'm gonna mess with the lights a bit. I just want a little bit more of a glint off of this, and I'll do a little bit of compositing, very little bit. Yeah, let's do something. I want this to have more light on it, just a bit. I just want weird lights here and there, just something like that. And the coffee cup, let's just scale it up a little bit. Just like that. Now this coffee cup here just has the ambient occlusion material. Let's just go new coffee cup. What if we were to add a smudger setup and just add scratches to this? Let's get rid of that one, and then we'll have our scratches. Let's get rid of this. There. Just to give it a little bit of texture. All right. And oh, I think I like that. Where are you? There you are. Okay. And what color are you exactly? That's what I'm going to do with you. And you are going to move ever so slightly down here. And that, my friends, is it. Right? That's it. I just really like, you know, I'm liking the add-on more and more. I started off with having no paid add-ons at all because I wanted to do everything in just plain or vanilla Blender so that everybody could do what I was doing. And I've branched off now to start using a few other things, especially if they're not too expensive. I mean, Substance Painter is not that expensive, really. You know, it's not like Photoshop, and it's great. This add-on is very useful to me. There are various interface add-ons that you can do. There's an add-on for everything, all right? But this one is giving me effects that I can use right away in my modeling, and it's making me more interested in doing grungy stuff. So that is the use of SMUDGR PRO. You know, maybe I'm going overboard with these effects, and that always happens when we start off early with something, you know, like shininess. We use it too much. Let's just come in here and have a look at this emission. So I switched it to 45. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I don't really feel like doing too much else with this. I want to kind of get to the end now. So let's see. There's my scene. I'm not even going to put a floor on it. I'm just going to let's render it and go into the compositor and just add a glare to that light. In which case I might tilt it ever so slightly like that. All right, let's give that a try. Okay, here's my render. So now what I want to do is close that. Don't get out of camera view and click on compositing. Pull that down a little bit and close that. Use nodes. And it will show my last render right in here. I want to see it in the background as well. So I'm going to go Shift A, Output, Viewer, That's a viewer node, and I'm going to click image, and I'm going to drag that down to there. Now I see in the background. I'm going to press V to zoom out, or Alt V to zoom in. Really, all I want to do here, however, is I want to add a little glare to this. All right, so I'm going to go Shift A, filter. I'm going to choose glare. I'm going to drop it in, give it a second, and you can see that I've got that happening there. That's a cool effect, but what I really want is fog glow. I'm going to choose high, and that's what I want right there. And maybe I'll go for 6. Okay, now maybe it's not that evident. All right, I'll try that. Once I'm happy with the image, I'm going to click on the viewer node. I'm going to press N, and I come up to item, save this image, so I can save the image, and I can bring it into GIMP or Photoshop or whatever. I can sharpen it, and I can, you know, do some curves and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that. And that is my final scene for the reduced subway scene. Yeah, I could make any changes that I want to make, and I go back and render this from different angles, but that was a lot of fun. So thank you very much for watching this, and hope you'll tune into other videos and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and help the channel grow. Take care, everybody.